Go.
I'm Brandon Mortimer, and this is an informative speech about Ted Bundy for public speaking through Hutch Community College. Most people will hear the name Ted Bundy, and they instantly link the name to the different series of murders. But what they don't know is that many psychologists and experts believe that a timeline of events from Bundy's childhood and early adulthood could have been a leading cause to his outbreak and later downfall. Ted Bundy was an intelligent man who many people believed had a lot of potential. Sadly, though, he decided to take a turn for the worst. Theodore Robert Bundy, formerly known as Ted Bundy, was born to Eleanor Caldwell. Since Eleanor was unwedded at the time of her pregnancy, both she and Bundy were seen as a shame. According to the website article titled Ted Bundy, Bundy gained a fascination with knives by the age of 3. Come his teenage years, he was beginning to look into the windows of strangers, and he became a master of both pickpocketing and stealing from stores. Another source titled Theodore Robert Bundy, 106, stated that he was arrested twice while a teenager, but the charges were later wiped from his records. After high school, Bundy attended college at the University of Washington. It was here that he met his first true love. He became overly obsessed with her. She was an upper-class, older girl with long dark hair that was parted down the middle. She was everything that Bundy could want and imagine. Once she graduated, she broke up with Bundy. Reports from the website article titled The Early Years said that she told Bundy he was not husband material. She also stated that he was immature and he lacked ambition and had no future. Many of Bundy's victims closely matched the description of his ex-girlfriend, making some experts and psychologists believe that he was lashing out. Shortly after his breakup with this girl, Bundy discovered that when he was born, his grandparents had adopted him. He grew up believing that Eleanor was his sister rather than the reality of her being his mother. This hit Bundy hard and he sunk into a depression. According to the early years, this could have been a major event that could have led to his murderous future. It is believed that this is when Bundy began his killing spree. Many detectives and psychologists believe that it could have been earlier, but they're unsure. Some think that Bundy began killing as early as the age of 14. In the year 1961, an 8-year-old girl went missing from the neighborhood that he was residing in. Bundy denied this accusation and stated that his first attempt to kidnap a woman was in the year 1968, but it was unsuccessful and she made a breakaway, making his first successful kidnapping and murder in the year 1972. Bundy graduated from the University of Washington, and he continued his education by going to law school at the University of Utah. He later rekindled the flame with his ex-girlfriend and his first true love. Things got going again, and she was finally happy with both him and his success. He took her out for dinner one evening, and he proposed. After her acceptance, Bundy politely excused himself to the restroom, and he never returned. She never heard from him or saw Bundy again, until his capture and the trials began publicized and being put in the media. Bundy was captured a total of 3 times. He escaped from prison twice. His original capture was due to a traffic violation for not stopping for an officer. While speaking to the officer, alcohol was smelled on both Bundy's breath and in the car, so the officer had the right to search the vehicle. Upon searching the vehicle, items such as a crowbar, a face mask, a rope, and handcuffs were found. This is a picture of the police report that was removed from, these are the things that were removed from Bundy's vehicle during the first arrest. There's the crowbar and the rope, the handcuffs, and the face mask, along with other items such as wires, trash bags, pantyhose, gloves, and a screwdriver. Bundy he was arrested for suspected burglary at this time. When the police took him into questioning, they began to link him to kidnappings and murders of multiple young women in the area. Ted Bundy decided to act as his own lawyer since he was going to law school. He did this for his first few trials. It was then he escaped custody by sneaking out of a window on his way to court one evening. He was captured 8 days later and did not make any killings during this time. 2 years later, he escaped again. It took police over 15 hours to realize his escape because it was over the Christmas period. He got a head start on his escape. During this escape, he snuck into the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. He attacked 4 girls, but only killed 2. He then kidnapped a 12-year-old girl from her house, and this made her the last of Bundy's victims. After almost 2 months, Bundy was captured and put back into custody. During the trial for the 2 sorority girls and the young 12-year-old, Bundy decided that it was best to hire an actual attorney to defend him. He was convicted of the murders in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, and Utah. It has been said that other states could have been included, but they haven't been proved. These states include California, New York, and Pennsylvania. But we will and forever will remain uncertain. On January 24th of 1989, at 7:16 a.m., Bundy was pronounced dead at the Rayford prison in Stark, Florida, by the use of the electric chair. This announcement caused an uproar of cheers and chants from the 500-plus people waiting outside of the prison. He confessed to over 63 murders by the end of his lifetime, but it is believed that the murder exceeds well over 100. However, it will never fully be known. Ted Bundy was a man of intelligence. He lived a complicated life that took many wrong turns. The letdowns he faced by those closest to him could have potentially led to this awful outcome. Ted Bundy was a man responsible for many murders of innocent women and who was brought to justice. These are some of the faces of Ted Bundy. He was known for his charm and his good looks. He was often changed his appearance to lure his victims, and he also changed his name quite often. It's said that he never looked the same twice, so every time he was captured, he always had a fake name, and he looked different, so it was hard to tell at first. And then these are 16 of the confirmed victims of Ted Bundy. As you can see, most of them look similar. They have the long dark hair part in the middle that looked like his ex-girlfriend that he was obsessed with. And the last three, the two here are the sorority girls that were killed, and that is the youngest of his victims, Kimberly Leach, who is the 12-year-old.